what if you could live forever? I mean, really, truly live forever. Not as some ghost in the machine, but as a perfect digital copy of your mind running on a server somewhere. It's the ultimate sci-fi promise, right? Digital immortality. But, and this is a huge but, it comes with a terrifying question about who or even what you really are. So let's just cut right to the chase. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. If your consciousness, and I mean everything that makes you you, your memories, your weird little quirks, your dreams, if all of that was uploaded to a computer, would that digital copy, that new being, still be you?
Okay, so let's break down this massive shift. Right now, what we've got is a biological brain. You could call it wetware. It's made of neurons and synapses, it's tied to a physical body, and let's face it, it's subject to decay. But the promise of mind uploading is a digital brain. It's not flesh, it's code, just algorithms and data. It's potentially immortal, yeah, but it exists in a completely simulated reality. The very substance of our being would change from biology to information.
Now, I know this all sounds like something straight out of a movie, but how could it actually work? Let's take a look at the science that's emerging and the, well, monumental challenge of actually digitizing a human mind.
You know, the entire process really hinges on one single concept, the connectome. The easiest way to think about it is as the ultimate blueprint of your brain. It's a complete, ridiculously detailed map of every single neural connection. It's the wiring diagram that basically holds the entire structure of your thoughts and your memories. So scientists have this theoretical roadmap for it, and it's called whole brain emulation. It kind of breaks down into 3 enormous steps. First, you'd have to scan the brain at an impossibly tiny nanoscale level to capture that whole connectome. Second, you'd reconstruct a complete digital model from that just mountain of data. And finally, you'd simulate it. You'd run that model on ridiculously powerful computers, effectively booting up your mind just like a piece of software.
And when I say the scale of this is a challenge, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. A single human brain has an estimated 10 to the power of 15 synapses. That is a quadrillion connections, a quadrillion. Mapping that isn't just hard, it's genuinely one of the biggest engineering hurdles humanity has ever even thought about facing.
But here's the thing, it's not pure sci-fi anymore, not really. There are projects right now, like the Blue Brain Project, that are already succeeding at simulating small neural circuits of animal brains. So they're slowly turning this from a philosophical dream into a tangible, though, yes, incredibly difficult, engineering problem. But let's say we do it. Let's say we solve the incredible how. We immediately crash right into the much, much harder question of who, right? Are you your physical body? Or are you just the pattern of information that it contains? And this brings us to a classic thought experiment, the ship of Theseus. The idea is this. If you have a famous old wooden ship, and over the years you replace every single plank of wood, one by one, when you're done, is it still the same ship? Now just apply that to yourself. If your unique pattern is moved from the biological planks of your brain to a computer's digital planks, are you still you? Well, some philosophers, like Derek Parfit, had an answer for this. He basically argued that your identity isn't about the physical stuff. He called it the substrate. He said it's all about psychological continuity. In other words, as long as the pattern, your memories, your beliefs, your personality, continues unbroken, then that's you. The container it's in doesn't really matter.
Okay, but that leads to a deeply, deeply unsettling scenario. Let's imagine the scanning process doesn't destroy the original brain. So after the upload, there's the original biological you who just continues on with their life. And then there's the digital you who wakes up inside a computer with all your memories right up to the very moment of the scan. Both of them believe, they know they are the real you. So which one is? I mean, seriously, what happens to the person left behind?
And believe it or not, it gets even weirder. What if the upload isn't even conscious at all? What if it's what they call a philosophical zombie? A perfect simulation that talks like you, acts like you, has all your memories, but has zero inner experience. It would have no qualia. That's the actual feeling of what it's like to taste chocolate, not just the data that says this is chocolate. It would be a perfect puppet, and no one, not even the upload itself, would know that the lights were off inside. This kind of technology wouldn't just change individuals, it would completely rewire society as we know it. So let's explore the price of forever and all the ethical minefields you'd find in a world where death might actually become optional.
I mean, just think about the risks for a second. Your consciousness, your very self, could be hacked, changed, or just deleted. A simple server failure could mean your final irreversible death. And what about inequality? Would only the super rich be able to afford this digital afterlife, creating some kind of immortal elite? What rights would a digital person even have? Would it be murder to turn them off? And what's the psychological toll of living forever? Could anyone really handle eternity without going mad?
So, the whole goal here is to defeat death. But if dying actually becomes optional, what is the cost? You have to wonder, does our mortality, the fact that we have this finite, precious time, give our lives meaning? And is that something we're really prepared to lose?